So I had a request to show you how to properly palpate your female ball python to feel for follicles. So we have Liliana, and for those who don't know, she's my proven lesser Mojave blue-eyed leucistic who has given me a single clutch 2 years ago. Come here, darling. And she is currently, she's currently got about ping pong sized follicles. So what you do is you take them out of the cage and you kind of give them a second to like loosen up, start moving around. And wait, I'm explaining to the people, you have to hold still for a minute. And what makes this a lot easier is actually using like a silk pillowcase or something similar. Because if you're grabbing with your hand, they tend to like to try and use your hand to push themselves, which makes it really hard to feel for it. So you take this and you let them go into their cage and you squeeze a little bit with your thumb and bottom finger. And we have 1, 2, there's 2. Should I slow down? Come on. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. So she has 8 ping pong sized follicles, and she's due to ovulate based on her last shed in about a month. Probably the 21st of next month, just depending. You can tell because they will go on a schedule that matches up almost exactly year after year. And her shed that she had 2 days ago, 2 days? A week? At some point in time, about a week ago, I have it on my calendar, she's due to match up with that. She shed the exact same day she did the 2 years ago. But what you're feeling for when you're palpating is basically a string of beads, what feels like it, on your bottom fingers. You don't even have to squeeze that hard. She'll just glide over your fingers, and basically anything abnormal would be a follicle, so round. The biggest I've been able to feel them is like pea-sized, but some people can feel them, before then. But it's usually like in a row, a string like that long of individual follicles that you can feel about 1/3 of the way down the body. And we're going to do it one more time, because you might even be able to see how my hand moves with her follicles. Come here, darling. I know, I'm sorry. I know. Mom, leave me alone. I'm making babies. Please let go. Please. You're making a mess. Thank you. That was just a flashlight falling over, by the way. Nothing exploded. And now it's rolling across the room in a very obnoxious fashion. Come here, baby. Oh, sweetheart. So again, you let him in, and you squeeze just a little bit with your thumb on top and your forefinger on the bottom. One. And she stopped moving. Please keep moving. Please. Come on, dear. 2. Come on now. You're making this difficult. It's really hard to feel when they tense. 3, 4. Well, I wasn't able to feel them all this time because she's being a punk. But normally I can feel all 8. And once they get to a certain size, they're unmistakable. I'd say about quarter size is when you can really, really tell. Well, nickel or quarter, depending. is when you can really start telling that they've got follicles. Yeah, that's about all there is to it. When they get to that point where their follicles get any bigger than a quarter, you want to stop handling them. If you're someone who likes to handle them regularly, you want to stop handling them just until you're for certain if they're going to ovulate or not. Like with her, what I just did is the max amount of handling she gets now, because if you handle them too much and stress them a little bit too much, they can actually reabsorb those follicles and not lay for you this year. So you want to kind of leave them be and let them do their thing to get a better chance at them ovulating. But yeah, it's just about that simple.